In this video, we're going to look at a few different variations of the merge tool. Basically, what the merge tool does is allows us to connect vertices or points together to form a single point. So what I have here is a polygon cube, and I've divided each side up into 6 polygons. And also what I've done is with this particular polygon cube, if I select face mode and double click this half, what I've actually done is selected the edge right down the middle here, and I've detached it off the object. So basically what's happened is it allows me to pull the object apart like this. So essentially what this means is in the middle of the object we have 2 rows of vertices that actually sit, when the object is whole, we've actually got 2 lots of vertices sitting on top of one another, but they're not actually connected. Okay, so so we're going to go through the process of seeing what the merge tool does to these objects. Okay, so the basic merge tool, as I was saying before, allows us to connect vertices together. So at a very basic level, if I select 2 vertices on the object, okay, and I come up to the Edit Mesh menu, once again you'll need the polygon option set in the status menu just here to get to your Edit Mesh menu. And if I come down to the Merge tool, which is just here, when I click that, you can see that the 2 vertices jump together and have basically become a single vertex here in the middle of the original position of the 2. Okay, now just to kind of make this a little easier to see what's happening, I'm going to come up to the display menu, go down to heads up display, and I'm going to turn poly count on. Now what this does is gives us a set of numbers in the upper left corner of our viewport here. Now I'm just going to undo this merge option that I did. So I've got these 2 vertices. And if we have a look here in the point count or the poly count, we've got this option here that says verts. So that's short for vertices. And currently we've got 242 vertices or points in this object. Okay. And the last number is the number of vertices that we've got selected. And we've got 2 selected, which are just here, 1 and 2. So when I re-merge them together, this number should then change to 1. So if I go to Edit Mesh, Merge, they jump together over here, and you can see that the total number of vertices now selected is 1, and the total number of vertices has dropped by 1 as well. This number was 242 just before. So that's what the Merge Vertex option does, or the merge option does. So if you've got if you've basically got 2 vertices selected and you use the merge tool, they'll jump to the center position of where they were originally, and they'll connect together to form a single vertex. Now, if I just select the polygons that I had before, okay, so you can see there that snaps off. If I select several vertices down the middle of where that join is, so we can see them just in there, like this, you can see that even though it looks like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5 vertices selected just here, in fact I've got 10 vertices selected, which I can see here in this number. So there's 2 vertices here on each of these highlights. Okay. If I merge these together, because these 2 vertices are sitting on top of one another, and these are, and so on, when I hit Edit Mesh Merge, like this, see how the selected number now drops to 5. So what's happened is those selected vertices that are sitting right on top of one another have basically merged together to form a single vertex each. So what's essentially has happened is they've kind of welded together. So now this half of the object is now technically connected to this half. And we can test that. If I select face mode again, and I select those polygons that I had separated off before, if I use the move tool and I move this across, you can see how these polygons are now stretching and going along with it. That's because the vertices that are on these polygons have been connected or merged to the vertices on these polygons down this edge. Now, if I was to select all of the vertices down the middle along those separated edges, I'll turn the grid off so we can see the bottom a little more clearly. Now I've got the move tool switched on here, but usually these these techniques that I'm using, it doesn't matter if you've got the move tool switched on still. I can turn it off just by hitting Q or the select arrow, just to kind of clean this up a bit. So if I go back up to Edit Mesh, you can see at the moment I've got 43 vertices selected. If I go to Edit Mesh Merge, I now have 24 selected. And if I switch back over to face mode, and I select those polygons again, and I try and move them, you can see now the whole lot of these polygons here is stretching and going with it, because they're now all merged onto their counterparts on this half of the object. So that's what the merge tool does. It basically joins vertices together. So there are a couple other variations of this tool. Keep in mind that if you've only got two vertices selected, they will always join together at the position halfway between the two vertices. And that's what this function did earlier on. Now, there is a tool that will do that for more than two vertices. So if I go to vertex mode and I select a bunch of vertices like this, let's say I've got, here we go, I've got 6 selected. We can see there's 6 up here. If I go to the Edit Mesh menu again, but this time I select Merge to Center, all of the vertices that are selected now will merge to the middle, even if it's more than 2 vertices selected. So the effect that would have, for example, if I just select the vertices around the outside of one, or in the corner of one polygon, if I go Edit Mesh, Merge to Center, they'll all jump to the middle of where that polygon was originally, like that. Now, if we did the same thing on a corner, for example, if I select all of these vertices around this corner set of polygons, Edit Mesh, Merge to Center, and we have a look here at the side, you can see that that corner's kind of collapsed in a little bit. So you need to be careful with Merge to Center. You need to be careful that you don't accidentally, so for example, like if I select a couple of polygons like that, or sorry, if I select a couple of vertices like this, okay, so I've got 2 vertices, it looks like 2 vertices. Up here I can see that it's actually 4, because I dragged the box. It's selected a couple over here as well. You have to be careful if you do that, because when you go to Merge to Center, they'll actually suck right into the middle of the object, like that. And just create one little, if we have a look, you can see what's happening in there. This is X-ray. You can see that what's happening there is the object's basically kind of collapsing from both sides. Okay, so we've got one side that's now merged or welded onto the other side, which will cause problems. So you need to be careful with the that particular merge tool. Okay, so another tool which is related to merge is it's actually a really handy tool. It's called the Merge Vertex tool, just here. So the way this works is it allows you to designate which vertex is going to merge to which other vertex. So the way this works is when you move your cursor across the object, you can see that the vertices highlight red. So what this lets me do is, for example, if I want to get this vertex and merge it to this one and have this vertex here stay where it is, I can hold down the left mouse button on this vertex until I get a little red circle around it. And then when I move across to the next vertex, you can see that it joins together with this red line and another circle. When I let go of the mouse, the first vertex will jump to the second vertex, like that. Now, bear in mind that it doesn't allow you to do multiple vertices at once. So, for example, if I start here and then drag across this and then drag across the next one, when I let go, what it's done is it's merged this vertex down to this, but it's now overlapping with this vertex here. These crossed over lines, basically this polygon here is now inside out. So you need to be careful with the merge to vertex tool. Okay, but as I said, it is really handy. It's great for kind of reducing your polygon counts. If you need to get rid of an edge, for example, or part of an edge, you can just left click and drag like this to reduce your polygons.